The thing I have to ask you is, what's the decision that you've been putting off? I'm talking to you. What is it? Think about it and make the decision today. And welcome back. It's so good to be with you again today. This is another little Priscilla mini solo episode. I hope you guys are liking these because I have to say I'm having so much fun doing them. This is like what I'm typically talking about in like my team meetings or in my meetings with our clients through the agency or with my one-on-one coaching clients. I'm having all of these different kind of conversations. And I started thinking, I'm like, wait a second. We have this podcast. We talk with all of these really incredible women. And now we don't really have as much of this space where I can like share all of the information that's in my brain that I'm seeing people really win with these mindsets, with these strategies, with these tools. And if you're listening here to the podcast, I want you to have all of them too, because that's kind of the entire point. So I really appreciate you tuning in, and I really hope that you find today's conversation, my conversation with myself to you, valuable, because this is one of the things that I feel like has really shaped the game for me and that I've gotten better at over time, and that I see the most successful people that I'm surrounded by, that I really look up to, that I really think are, moving and grooving in the right way, doing things in this way. And this conversation today is all about the power of making quick decisions. Now, I have to admit, I have not always been good at this. In fact, currently, I'm still working through how to sit at dinner and look at a menu and decide what I want to eat quicker. It drives my husband crazy that I try to decide between the pasta or the pizza, and I just want to make sure I get the best experience ever at the restaurant that we're sitting at. But in business, it's a little bit different. In business, the power of making quick decisions has been one of the most powerful things that has moved me through the world of business quicker and faster than most people. It's what's helped me generate revenue a lot quicker and a lot faster than most people running businesses. And it's what's helped me learn and fail way faster. And if you know anything about me, you know that I really don't believe in the concept of failing. I think really the idea of failing is just, trying something, not working out the way you really thought, and you learning and you growing from it and being able to evolve in that way. I want you to think about the concept of, if you're a procrastinator in the world of business, the likeliness is that while you're sitting there thinking, pondering, considering if something's the right thing to do, somebody else, and most likely your competitor, has already made the decision, done it, learned from it, failed a couple times. They've probably made 20 moves before you've made one, if that procrastinator is you. And that might be why you're not advancing as fast as you really want to be. And you might be sitting there wondering why not, right? You might say, but I have the same type of business as them. I have the same type of offerings. We're at the same kind of caliber. And you don't understand why you're not moving at the speed that they are. Because quite frankly, you're not. You have to be able to, as an entrepreneur, as somebody in business, make decisions quick so you can move through problems faster. Like him or not, one of the most successful entrepreneurs and businessman today has this rule. Jeff Bezos, I don't know if you've heard of him. He has this rule called the 70% rule. I have it written down right here in front of me. And he says that if you wait until you have 100% of the information to make a decision, you're already too late. The most successful people make decisions when they have about 70% of the information, because speed beats perfection. Oof. Speed beats perfection. I hear all of the time of so many entrepreneurs and so many, especially creative entrepreneurs, you need it to be perfect in order for it to be out into the world. You need it to be perfect in order for you to put that offer out there, for you to post the social media post, for you to launch your website, for you to take on that first client, for you to do anything. It needs to be perfect. And let me let you know, perfect is an illusion. Perfect is an objective opinion. And that if you're waiting for something that is an illusion, you're always going to be behind. You need to be moving with the information that you have at hand today. Have good proximity of people around you that help you make those quick decisions, but make them. And that's what will get you further faster. Let me give you some examples here that I've been witnessing even most recently with some of my coaching clients. And I've been really thinking about it and pondering on it and why I want to share it with you today. I have these two clients. Let's just call one Susie and one Sally Mae. We have Susie and Sally Mae, and I've been coaching Susie for around a year and a half. I've been coaching Sally Mae for around 6 months. The fascinating thing is that Susie, although we've been working together longer, Susie's not seeing the amount of progress that Sally Mae is, who we've only been working together 6 months. And I started to really question this because I'm like, man, am I just not really giving Susie the same attention that I'm giving Sally Mae? Am I not giving her the same tools and strategies and everything that's in my brain? Am I not showing up in the right way for her? Versus Sally Mae, I feel like I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm telling her everything in the same exact way. But for some reason, she's moving forward at lightning speed. So I started to dig a little bit deeper. And what I realized is that in my meetings with Susie, I would tell her exactly what to do. And she would show up to our sessions with more questions before she had acted on the thing I told her to already do. She wanted to make sure she was thinking about it perfectly, that I approved it before she moved on and actually did the thing. Versus Sally Mae, she was already doing the thing I told her to do immediately after we got off of our sessions. She had emailed me 5 times in between our next session to ask opinions on different things that she wanted to do and take action on in between. And therefore, Sally Mae had made almost $300,000 more in the matter of 6 months when Susie is struggling to hit 10,000. The big difference that I identified is the power of quick decisions. The power of moving past perfectionism and actually taking action. If you feel like you might be the Susie, there is no judgment here. I can't tell you how much I love Susie. She is the light of my world and she's the kindest soul on the planet. But there's some things that she needs to work through. And that might be you too. If you feel like you are not moving at the pace that you know other people around you are, the question to ask yourself today is, am I waiting for perfection? Or am I going to take action? 2 people might call these the decider versus the waiter. Who are you? So personally, in my business journey, a lot of my success has been of me putting on the hat and the mindset of the decider at very key, critical, and crucial moments in business. A few examples of this could be when we had started our company and it was an in-person location in downtown Los Angeles right before the pandemic. If you've been following us, I know that you know this story. But one of the biggest moves that we made at that time that was key and critical to our success and us even still being in business today was deciding to not wait for other people to tell us that the pandemic was going to last a lot longer than the initial 2 weeks that they said it was going to. We decided to end our lease very quick, and we were able to move out of that member center. And that decision over a weekend was a little chaotic, I must say. But the other thing that we did is we made a quick decision to turn every single member that we had into a digital membership. So we didn't lose all of our revenue overnight. If we had sat and pondered and waited to see if a ban was going to get lifted, or waited to see what the perfect platform was going to be to host our digital membership on, or if we had waited to see what else might come about before we actually just took action to move forward, the likeliness is, quite frankly, we probably wouldn't be in business today. We wouldn't have been able to afford it. So that was a key moment in us making that decision. Another key moment through our business, and one that you might be able to relate to as well, is the power of making decisions of what offerings you have and that you're offering to your clients currently. So whenever we were first starting after the pandemic, of transitioning from a membership community-based model into the agency, that was a quick decision. It was a few people coming to us and asking us to support them in their business journey. They didn't know how to move their business from an in-person location to a digital one like we had, and asked us if we could support them in that way. And we could have thought about how to put the perfect offering together. We could have waited to make sure that we had the full awareness of how we would be able to execute that perfectly, or we could say yes. We could decide to move forward and decide that we were going to kind of figure it out as we went along. And that ended up being one of the most lucrative decisions that we ever made. So the power of decisions and quick decisions is one that's powerful. The third example I can give you of maybe how it could be really powerful for you and your business, and another instance of you might want to think about the power of quick decisions, is when you hire and when you fire. Hiring and firing and being a waiter mentality doesn't really go together. This is another instance that this could crush your business and actually be the downfall of your business. If you don't make quick decisions whenever you're hiring and whenever you're firing, especially. I must say I have made this mistake myself, but it's actually been one of the biggest key critical things to our success is being able to make quick decisions when hiring and when firing, and being able to build your team in a strong way as you continue to grow your business. The mindset shift that I want you to make around this entire concept is the concept of, wait a second, what if there were actually no wrong decisions? What if there wasn't an opportunity for me to make a wrong decision and I got rid of that thought completely? What if there was just a decision? And every decision was leading me exactly to where I was meant to be. One of my favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, always says, what if life is happening for you and not to you? I think this is a beautiful place to kind of put that thought into, because if you think that there are wrong decisions, you're going to think that life is happening to you, that your circumstances are happening to you, that you have done something in order for this to occur. But if you switch the mindset into thinking, what if this is happening for me? What if I just made a decision and this was what was meant to be and what was meant to happen? If you had that mindset, can you imagine how dramatically your world would change? Pretty amazing. So my challenge to you this week would be to say, what if there are no wrong decisions? What if there is just decisions? Could that help you make quick decisions even faster? So next time that you catch yourself in this pondering, waiting state, I want you to do this. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe in, breathe out, take 5 seconds, and I want you to make the decision. And I want you to stick with it. Whenever this comes to mind and it feels a little overwhelming, pause. Breathe in and breathe out, count to 5, and make the decision. So the thing I have to ask you is, what's the decision that you've been putting off? Yeah, I know. I'm talking to you. What is it? Think about it. Take 5 seconds and make the decision today. All right, you've got this. I believe in you. I love you, and I am so cheering you on. I hope that these tips, strategies, tools, and actionable advice help you make your next big move. Bye.